Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I rise to answer question 6, 2021 on the order paper. And I'd like to thank the honourable member for this question. Mr. Speaker, sir, tropical cyclone Yasa caused damage to about 126 schools in the northern, eastern and western division, directly affecting 12,400 students and 890 teachers. To break it down, this includes 23 early childhood centres, 11 standalone ECE centres, 73 primary schools, 19 secondary schools, and of course this also included some of our teachers' quarters. The survey and assessment done brought to our forefront that most of the buildings that were affected by TC Yasa were very old in structures, apart from the Yandua primary school that was built in 2018. And it could be said that most of the buildings were not in a stage to withstand the gale force winds of any cyclone above category 3. The initial assessment was carried by the NDMO office with the assistance of the Commissioner Northern and his team, and the Ministry's own offices based in North, and of course the construction implementation unit of the Ministry of Economy. And we've identified 59 schools sustaining more significant damage than the others. These included 41 schools in Vanuatu, 17 in the Lao group, and 1 in the Lomaiviti group. Immediately after this, the Ministry and the CIU prepared a scope of works, because it was decided that 30 of these schools could be quickly fixed and be ready for students before 19 January. As of today, out of the 30 schools, we have completed 27. 2 are currently in progress, and we expect it to be completed throughout this week. They are Lekutu Secondary School, Boa District School, Yandua Primary, and Dama District needs rebuild of classrooms. We have already sent out expressions of interest for Lekutu Secondary School. Currently 1 by 9, the classroom was damaged, and we had to put in temporary learning shelters, as we did for TC Winston. But this time we made sure that these temporary learning spaces came with the proper flooring, and so that students would not be subjected to the continuous rain that we are experiencing. So the expression of interest is out, and we have a preliminary meeting with the contractors next week to build a semi-permanent structure for Lendua Secondary School, while the government plans the next phase of work, that is the rebuild of it. We have a contractor who has come on board to adopt Yandua Primary School, and he's going to help us build 1 by 3 classroom that was destroyed by TC Yasa. Dama Primary School, the Ministry will build a 1 by 3, like I said, semi-permanent structure while we work on the rebuild process. And for Boa District, the Ministry is also looking at building a 1 by 3 classroom to house 2 streams of classes plus 1 ECE center. Mr. Speaker said the funding from that came from the Ministry, and of course we were assisted by the Australian Defence Forces, who were here on the ground, who helped us rebuild Galoa Primary School. So Galoa Primary School was handed back to the Ministry on the 15th of January, completed and fully fitted with the new furniture. In terms of other schools which were damaged, we had initially put in 80 learning spaces, which we know as tents, but this included tents for the teachers' quarters as well. We worked with the management to ensure that the teachers' quarters could be fixed. However, there are some schools where the teachers' quarters could not be fixed, and the teachers have found alternative housing. And as of today, I am made aware that there are 3 learning shelters used by teachers. And the way forward, Mr. Speaker, assessments continue to be on the ground. We are continuing to carry out assessments. But while we were doing that, came TC Ana. So Ana did not do structural damage, but we had floods. 17 of our schools in the northern division were impacted by the heavy rainfall during TC Ana. To date, we have managed to clean the buildings, but we are still awaiting clearance from the Ministry of Health, as most of these buildings at the moment we feel need to be properly dried out and disinfected before we can allow the students. There has been some damage done to furniture, and the Ministry is working in arranging for new furniture to be provided to these children. In terms of textbooks and stationery, I've been saying this, we have had a lot of interest and assistance from our donor partners who have come on board. But again, like I said, there are still some damages that TC Ana had done. We were ready to open schools on the 19th of January, which we did, But now with the damages by TC Ana, we are re-looking at how we are going to assist these schools and students. So at this point in time, Mr. Speaker, I would like to put on record my sincere appreciation to the Australian Government, DFED, the Commissioner Northern's Office, NDMO, the Australian Defence Forces, our own Fiji, Republic of Fiji Military Forces officers who were on the ground to see that the construction work was completed, UNICEF, Vodafone Fiji Limited, Telecom Fiji, Fiji Ports Terminal Limited, Yada Vision, Fiji Teachers Union and TSI Sangam, TSLB and Mahakal Jan Seva, Fiji Muslim League, Satya Sai Service Organization, Lambasa Muslim Sports, Greater Brisbane Community, Nasinu Junior Chamber, members from the SODELPA who came on board for the stationary assistance, Mix Marketing, and Aqua Hate Fiji Limited, Friends Fiji, Mobile Fiji, a whole lot of individuals who came up. And through their assistance, we were able to assist more than 9,000 students with school bags and a full set of stationery. Help still continues to flood in. Today, the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha Fiji also gave us some donations to assist these schools, and we will continue to do that. As of today, Mr. Speaker, we have 4 active evacuation centers, and hopefully these families are able to go back to their homes, which was affected by TC Ana, and we hope to normalize things by next week, but again, that depends on the restoration of water, restoration of electricity, access, the opening of access roads, etc. And we really want to start up the schools in North, but I can assure you, should we be delayed by another week, we can assure the House that the studies of these students will not be affected. We will realign our school terms, but we want the schools to be safe and we want the students to be safe, along with our teachers, when we reopen the schools for the North. Right now, we've had a good attendance turnout for those students who have turned up in the Eastern Division, Central and Northern Division. I'm yet to get a feedback as to what percentage of students have turned up. But I'd like to thank all the Fijian parents to making sure that education continues to remain a priority for our children. Thank you.
Thank you.